Alrighty, so this little video we're going to talk about the power of polarity, which is talking about the difference between or what creates attraction in a relationship with the differences between men and women, but specifically about the feminine and the masculine energies because they are very different and that's what creates attraction. So what this is again, what this is all about is the more opposed the sexual energies are between the two people, as in masculine and feminine, the stronger the attraction will be in the relationship. Whereas if both people have a similar polarity, i.e., both are more masculine, then the attraction can diminish. And often couples just don't even know why there is no attraction. So when a woman is more in her masculine and she's with a very masculine man, they can actually lose libido and they absolutely don't know why. And if there is a strong difference, for example, if one is extremely feminine and extremely masculine, then the physical attraction will be absolutely maximized. So what does it take? Or what is the real understanding of a feminine energy and the masculine? So we'll start with the feminine. So the feminine is always often trying to fill her own cup up, like a love tank of self-care, mama time, me time, while trying to manage the mother guilt side of things as well. She wants to experience love and connection, and she can often make the small things big. Women want to be understood. Now, man, we know you don't, well, we think you do have a crystal ball and know what we're talking about. And we know sometimes that we are absolutely confusing, can change our mind at the drop of the hat. But that is the storm of the feminine energy. And I know deep down, sometimes you men do love it. We want to be owned to a certain degree. Now, what does that really mean? And everyone is going to be different. But it is that feeling of being protected by someone is looking after us, is our man. And often you'll hear people talking about, he's my rock, he's my safety, he's my home. And it all comes to this feeling of just having that person who's there looking over us. But again, old school ways of thinking is this being owned by this man. Not in a controlling way though. It's more in the emotional, supportive kind of way, that protection way. We are stimulated by praise because we want to be appreciated. We are gatherers, and we do sometimes hang on to things for far too long than we need to, and often find it hard to let go of things and let go of hurts and the negative emotions, because sometimes we want to just hold on because it makes us feel like we're right in a way, or that something was done to us, and it doesn't help it. But we are the nurturers, and sometimes our innate wiring is that. And when we have an awareness of what we're doing, we then have the ability to change it if you choose, and if it's affecting things in a negative way. But it also can just help the opposite sex understand us a little bit more. Now, fabulous men in their masculine energies are trying to empty out. They want to get rid of stuff. So the men don't want to hold on to things. They want to release it all and just get on with it. They want to experience freedom. Men are wired for freedom. Now, that's not to say he's free to go and do whatever, whenever, but he needs to be free to be who he is rather than changed or fixed. And they often want to make big things small rather than create this mountain out of a molehill. They want to be appreciated as well. They're stimulated by challenge. They would rather leave things than gather them in. They're not as needing as much around as such. And they would much prefer to let stuff go. Something will happen. What's the point of it all? Can I fix it? Let's just let it go and move on. And that's just how they're wired. And sometimes I think it's a lot easier than how our fabulous women are wired. because women do remember everything pretty much. Men sometimes can be a little bit more forgetful, because why hold on to things that you don't need to worry about? Some of the physical characteristics, I guess, that you can be in an energy sense around the feminine is she is open, she's free, flowing, full of life and energy, sometimes more nurturing, sometimes more wild and free, grounded in the earth. She's primarily driven by emotions and intimate relationships. The feminine force is about opening to love and giving love. Feminine is the force of life. We are the carriers of, I guess, the children. We can't argue with that. We are focusing on like looking for love. That's where our focus is. The ultimate way to magnify the radiance and beauty of that feminine. We do like to be in a constant state of flow. Our desires are to be noticed, to be attractive, and to receive praise for that. And again, we want to feel understood. It's one of our highest desires. Now, the masculine, he's a strong physical presence, centeredness, rigidity, and a feeling of unwavering purpose and strength. His driving force of the masculine energy is a direction in life by a mission, if that makes sense. Focused on only one mode at any one time, a single task at hand. And they have science shows that but the difference between men and women in their brain hemispheres is that women do have more neural connections. And there's no right or wrong here, it's just how it is. A man will often see a problem, maybe there isn't one, and he'll want to fix it. He will respond to the challenge and come alive at the edge when challenged. And he wants to feel absolutely appreciated. So the questions to ask yourself with this is asking yourself, well, what do you believe you are at your core? Masculine or feminine? What do you believe your partner is at their core? And these can often get switched around. And are you living at your core? And at what level do you show up in the relationship day to day? And this often needs to be noticed, that often when a woman goes to work, she can switch more into the masculine, but then needs to come home in the feminine. But knowing this, working it, if you're staying in the masculine energy and then you're going up against or talking with a man, you're in the masculine, again, you will butt heads because there's just something in the subconscious that says this isn't working. And again, another question is, well, how does this affect the relationship? Does it pull you towards incredible levels of attraction, passion, and intimacy? Or does it create depolarization and move you towards a platonic friendship? So go and write down what are those answers to those questions for you. And again, there's no right, there's no wrong. There just is right now, and it's what we can do about it from having that knowledge. So I will see you again in another little video about intimacy.